the Democrats are in a real bind here, a serious bind. And our friend Dickie D, Senator Dickie Durbin from Illinois, a known far-left liberal gun grabber and rights grabber as well, they're already preemptively out with the talking points that blocking the Supreme Court pick is more important than red state Dems getting reelected. Now, I'm going to play the video of this in a second. But let me just tell you something. I don't think Dickie D, Senator Dick Durbin, Democrat from Illinois, I don't think he's thought this through, folks. What he's talking about is there are a number of red state, Republican-leaning states, obviously, senators who are Democrats in states that went heavily for Donald Trump. Joe Manchin, Heidi Heitkamp, you have Donnelly, you have a boatload of them out there in these states. A Tester, some of them are up for re-election. Matter of fact, those ones I mentioned are. McCaskill's another one. Those senators that are up for re-election in this 2018 election cycle, the vote they're going to have to take for this Supreme Court nominee happens right before the election. Now, conveniently for the Republicans, these are states in a statewide election for the senator from that state that voted heavily for the president, therefore are likely to support the president's pick. So Durbin's point is absurd. That what, these red state Democrats up for re-election should vote against the president? What's going to happen? Have they thought this through? Did the Democrats not think this through? So let's say, for example, the Democrats do block, God forbid, the president's nominee, right? They block him successfully, and these red state Democrats are a part of that process. They are likely then going to lose and lose big in their states, which would lead to a bigger Republican majority in the Senate after the election, which would allow Trump the leeway to nominate someone just as conservative, if not more. I mean, we'd like the most conservative nominee possible, of course. Have they thought this through? So now you don't only not have the Supreme Court nominee, you don't have the senators in those states either. But leave it to Democrats to think up a stupid tactical plan. By the way, in case you think I'm making this up, here's Senator Dickie D on, what is it, Meet the Press or whatever? I don't know, all those shows are the same. But here's the video of him explaining this ridiculous strategy.
Staying united to stop the Supreme Court pick could cost you red state senators. Not fighting it as hard might allow the red state senators to get reelected and get Democrats in control of the Senate. That's your dilemma.
It is a dilemma in one respect, but not in another. I will tell you, the men and women that I work with on the Democratic side really take this seriously. They understand it's an historic decision. It's about more than the next election. It's about what the country, the United States of America, is going to chart as its course in the future on this Supreme Court. I think each and every one of them take that seriously, that personally. It goes beyond the next election.
Dickie D, you haven't thought this thing through, buddy. I'm just telling you, you're going to not only lose the seat because we're getting someone on the Supreme Court who's a conservative, whether you like it or not. The Senate's role is an advice and consent role. I mean, you're going to lose the seats too. Again, they did not think this through, which is surprising. I think it's just a reflection of the TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome. I'm not sure. The Democrats are usually smarter than this. Thank God they're not in this case, because either way, we win on this one.